Okay, guys, in this video, I will share all my top 5 league betting model projections, and for each league, I will try to find the best bet. And at the end of the video, I will also answer one question. Okay, guys, let's start with the English Premier League. Leicester City against Brentford. Based on my projections, Brentford should be at 1.76, bookmakers 1.99. Brentford is 11th on standings, and they will go against Leicester, which is one of the worst teams. They have 4 losses in 5 games. Brentford, they have 2 wins, 1 draw, and 2 losses in last 5 games. Of course, Brentford is better team. My betting model gives them better chance to win this game. So I think there is small value, and we will try to find what is the best play in English Premier League this week. So there is probably some value with Brentford. Everton against Manchester United. Based on my projections, Everton 37.21% of chance to win this game. My odds 2.69, bookmakers 2.60. I don't see any value in this game. Ipswich Town against Tottenham. Based on my numbers, Tottenham should have 60.37% of chance to win this game. My odds 1.66, bookmakers 1.94. So there is a discrepancy between my numbers and bookmakers' numbers. So we can check the standings. Tottenham is 12th this season, 2 wins in last 5 games. On the other side, Ipswich Town, they're fighting for relegation. In the last 5 games, they have 4 losses. So Tottenham is a better team. And based on my numbers, Tottenham should be a little bit bigger favorites, and there is a value with Tottenham, small value, but based on my criteria, but still value. Bournemouth against Wolves. Based on my projections, 68.86% of chance to Bournemouth. My odds 1.45, bookmakers 1.61. We can check the standings. So Bournemouth is 5th in the league. They have 3 wins and 3 wins in last 5 games. And Wolves, they are one of the worst teams, 17 in the league. They're among 4 worst teams, 4 losses in last 5 games. And there is probably value with Bournemouth. They are fighting for Champions League. They are basically 1 point behind Manchester City. So they could reach Champions League spot. They are right now in European Cups, but there are other teams. So basically, Brighton, Aston Villa, Fulham, Newcastle, Chelsea, and Bournemouth, they're all fighting for these spots. So this is a very important game for them, and I would say that there is a value with. Not because they're fighting, because every team is fighting, but based on my numbers, there is a value with Bournemouth. I just give you extra comments to see the what is going on with these teams. Okay, Southampton against Brighton. Based on my projections, Brighton should be small favorite. They are small favorite, but based on my numbers, there is no value in this game. The same story with Fulham against Crystal Palace. Based on my projections, there is no value in this game. Then we have Arsenal against West Ham. Well, Arsenal is second best team in the league, 8 points behind Liverpool, and West Ham. They are at the bottom of the league. They are 16th. They have 3 losses in last 5 games. Based on my projections, Arsenal should be favorite. Betting model gives them 68.62% of chance to win this game. But I don't see any value. Maybe if you like to try draw or plus 0.5 on West Ham, if you like surprise, but I don't see much value with Arsenal at this price. We're not trying to pick the winners, we're trying to spot the value. Well, value means that the price that you pay on the betting market is overrated or underrated, so you get more for that price or less. And if you get the less, this is not good bet. And if you get more what is offered, then you made a good bet. And if you can do this in the long run, then you will probably make money. Aston Villa Chelsea. Based on my projections, 36.68% to Aston Villa, Chelsea 39.40. Chelsea is 6th in the league. Aston Villa 9th in the league. So they are 4-point difference between those teams. Those two teams. Aston Villa played at home against Liverpool, 2-2. And Chelsea, they have two two games in last five and two wins in last five. And Aston Villa, they played mostly draws in less games. And based on my projections, there is no value with Chelsea, maybe small value with Aston Villa to finally capture one home win. Newcastle against Nottingham Forest. Based on my projections, Newcastle will have better chance to win this game, but the price is not correct because not correct, but bookmakers offer them 1.76. My betting rule gives them 2.16. So there is no value, at least based on my betting rule, on Newcastle. Newcastle is seventh in the league. They have 3 losses in last 5 games. Nottingham Forest, they are third in the league. They are third in the league, and based on my projections, there is a value with Nottingham Forest, maybe plus 0.5 or Asian handicaps or X2 if you use different bookmakers. But this is basically the same. Different bookmakers describe bets differently, or 0.5 or X2, which means that Nottingham Forest should not lose the game because there is a value, small value with this. Okay, and then we have Manchester City, Liverpool. Manchester City, they just lost against Real Madrid, and Liverpool, they have 3 wins and two draws in last 5 games. They are leading the league so far. They're the best team, and you can get them at 2.31. I think this game could be close. Manchester City must start playing better, but I don't see any value with Manchester City. So if you like, maybe Liverpool or X2 based on this number. So what is the best play, best value play this week in Premier League? Probably Tottenham, Bournemouth, or Liverpool. Liverpool, at least based on these numbers, if you want to take them. So I would say Liverpool to surprise Manchester City, or taking X2. Okay, so I think this is the best play in English Premier League. So let's go to Spanish La Liga. Okay, Spanish La Liga, Celta Vigo, Osasuna. Based on my projections, there is no value. My betting model has Celta Vigo at 1.75, bookmakers 1.71, so no value in any of these bet types. So I would skip this game. Alaves against Espanyol. Based on my projections, Alaves should be home favorite. They are home favorite also from the book. My odds 1.75, bookmakers 1.84. So what that means in practice, if you're new to sports betting, so bookmakers offer Alaves at 1.84. So if you bet 100 euros or 100 American dollars, they say that they are willing to pay you $84, right? $84 or 84 euros for your 100 risk or 100 bet, right? But you said if you have analyzed this game and your fair price is 1.75, and you say, okay, for me, the fair price is Alaves at 1.75, which means that if I bet on Alaves, I want to expect 75 American dollars or euros in return, and they are giving you a little bit more, right? They're giving you 84. So there is small value. Okay, this is how you look. And because no betting model is perfect, I'm looking for those bigger discrepancies based on this angle. Okay, so I have some formula which calculates this discrepancy, and if there is bigger discrepancy, then it will highlight or show the red lamp or alert. This could be potentially good bet. Okay, and those odds are too close based on my criteria, but maybe small value with Alaves. Rayo Vallecano, Villarreal. Based on my projections, Rayo Vallecano will have 33.05% of chance to win this game, but those are close to bookmakers' odds. There is no value. Valencia, Atletico Madrid. Based on my projections, Atletico should have 58.33% of chance to win this game. So fair odds 1.71, bookmakers 1.91. So bookmakers, so you say, I think Atletico is worth 71 profit, and bookmakers say, okay, if you bet on Atletico, we'll give you 91. So they will give you more, right? This is why small value with Atletico. Las Palmas, Barcelona. We can also check the standings Have Atletico is third in the league. Very interesting because they are all together with Barcelona and Real. And Valencia is fighting for relegation. They're one of the worst teams so far, but they have 3 wins in last 5 games, so they're playing better. It will be much harder for them, but still, based on my projections, Atletico is better. But they're also playing Copa del Rey this week, so this will probably also affect. But there is a value with Atletico, and Atletico so far is, I think, the best play, right? Atletico is the best play so far. Las Palmas, Barcelona, no value. Bilbao against Valladolid. Based on my projections, Atletico, of course, will have much better chance to win this game. They are fourth in the league, and Valladolid is the worst team in the league. 5 losses in less games, but still the odds are too high, and I don't see any value with Bilbao. Maybe if you like, you can try plus 0.5 with Valladolid. Getafe, Betis, no value. Real Sociedad, Leganes. Based on my projections, there is small value with Real Sociedad. They are 11th in the league, and Leganes is one of the worst teams. They are still fighting for relegation, and they have only 2 losses in last 5 games, so they played better. But still, based on my projections, Real Sociedad should be 1.47. They are 1.6. That's why there is small discrepancy and maybe small value with Real Sociedad at home. Sevilla, Mallorca, no value with Sevilla. I think Mallorca is a little bit underrated in this game, but still not good enough if we look those numbers. Barcelona, Atletico Madrid. Uh, this is so I will just delay this. This is for the next game. Barcelona, Atletico Madrid. This is Copa del Rey. Barcelona is 1.96. Based on my projections, bookmakers 1.74. So I don't see any value. So I think the best play this weekend in Spanish La Liga is Atletico Madrid against Valencia. Atletico Madrid, Barcelona, and Real Madrid. They are fighting for first spot. This is important game, of course, also important game for Valencia, but I think Atletico Madrid is much better team so far, and I think there is small value, not really good value, because the best value plays are if we get this number 2, 3 or more. But still, if we need to pick the best play from Spanish La Liga, I think this is Atletico. So French League One, Rennes against Reims. Based on my projections, Rennes should be 1.94. They are 2.13, maybe small value with home team. Rennes 13th in the league, Reims 14th in the league. Rennes has 2 wins in last 5 games. Reims, they have 3 losses and 2 draws, so maybe small value with Reims based on my numbers, right? Lille, Monaco, because opinions are very tricky. Okay, you should always stick to the numbers. You know that when somebody asks you, am I overweight, I don't know, just step on a scale and you will see the numbers. So opinions doesn't matter, right? If you make, I don't know, thousands of bets, opinions don't matter. Lille, Monaco. Based on my projections, there is small value with Monaco. Based on my projections, they should be 2.32. Bookmakers 3.26. Monaco is fourth and Lille is fifth in the league. So maybe surprise, nice odds with Monaco, or maybe X2 or plus 0.5 if you can get good odds. But there is no value with Lille, at least based on my numbers. There is a value with Draft or Monaco. Okay, with soccer, it is always better to take. Not always, but it is better to take two-way odds. So Asian Henniges plus 0.5, because if you take bigger odds, there you will have a little bit bigger variance, and we know that most sports bettors don't have bankrolls, and they are not disciplined with 1% or 2% per game. So it is better when you have huge underdogs. It is better to exclude 3 ways. But in the long run, no matter what you bet, if you are disciplined, if you have the edge, even if you play favorites or underdogs, you will make a profit if you will bet plus CV. Saint Etienne, Angers. Based on my projections, Angers should be not favorite, but they should be at 2.09. They are 3.15. So Saint Etienne, they are among the worst teams. 3 losses in last 5 games. Angers. They are in the middle of the league. They have 2 wins in last 5 games, so probably better team. But Saint Etienne, they should they should step up, because this is legendary club in France, and they should start playing better if they don't want to be relegated to the second league. Auxerre Marseille, based on my projections, Marseille, of course, better team, 1.68. My odds bookmakers 1.56. So I don't see any value with Marseille. Uh, and that's it basically. So small discrepancy with Auxerre, but Auxerre is in the middle of in the middle of the league. Marseille is second best team in the league. I wouldn't touch this. Nantes Lyon, based on my projections, 3.92 on Nantes, bookmakers 3.69. So no value, maybe X2, because here we have small discrepancy. Strasbourg, Brest just lost to Paris, uh, and they're in the middle of the league. Strasbourg also a little bit higher than Brest. They're playing well right now. 3 wins in last 5 games. Brest also 3 wins in last 5 games, but based on my projections, maybe small value with Strasbourg. Nice, Montpellier. Nice is third in the league, and Montpellier, they're the last in the league, but odds are also very small, 3.5, 1.38. So maybe small value with Nice to win at home. Le Havre against Toulouse. Based on my projections, Toulouse should be a small favorite at 1.94. They are at 2, which is very similar. So Le Havre is second worst team in the league, and Toulouse is in the middle of the table. And Lyon, Paris Saint-Germain, probably the best game in the league. Paris, small value. Paris is the first in the league. Lyon fighting for European cups. And based on my projections, Paris should be 1.63, bookmakers 1.72. So maybe small value here. So what is the best play this week in France? Uh, uh, Probably based on my projections and based on adjusted Kelly criterion, Angers against Saint Etienne. If you can get X2, so plus 0.5 on Angers, which means that Saint Etienne should not win this game. And I think this is probably the best play. Okay, let's move to Serie A. So first game, Lecce against Udinese. I don't see any value in this game. The odds are completely fair, at least based on my betting model. Parma, Bologna, based on my projections, Bologna should be 1.81. They are 1.93. We can check the standings. Parma is among 3 worst teams in the league. They lost 4 out of 5 games. And Bologna, they are fighting for European Cup, so there is maybe small value with Bologna. They are a better team. My betting model shows small discrepancy here. Venezia, Lazio, based on my projections, Lazio should be 1.62. They are 1.65. Maybe small value with Lazio, but not good enough. Then we have Torino against Milan. Based on my projections, Milan should be 1.73. They are 2.03. Milan is 7th in the league. They need wins to reach European Cups. They have 3 wins in last 5 games. And Torino, they're in the middle of the league. They have only 1 win in last 5 games. And based on my projections, Milan a road win should be the value play here. Inter Genova, no value. Como Napoli, same story. Maybe only discrepancy with the draft. Como is 13th in the league. Napoli is first in the league. They have 3 straight losses, 3 straight drafts so far, but those numbers are basically the same, so no value. Hellas Verona, Fiorentina, no value. My numbers and bookmakers' numbers are exactly the same. Empoli, Atlanta, same story. My betting model gives Atlanta 63.53% of chance to win this game, which is very similar to bookmakers. Cagliari, Juventus. Based on my projections, Juventus should be 1.89. They beat Inter, I think, in the last game, and they are 4th in the league. So they played well. They also have 3 straight wins. Maybe small value with Juventus, but still based on prices, not good enough. And then we have Roma against Monza. Roma is 9th in the league. Monza is last in the league. So they are the worst team in the league. They have a draw in the last game, but betting mall gives Roma 60.19% of chance to win this game. Bookmakers give them better chance. So I think, of course, Roma is better team, better chance, but based on current prices, maybe they're slightly overrated. So what is the best place in best play based on my numbers? I think Torino against Milan against Torino. I think this is best play, at least based on numbers. Okay, let's go to German Bundesliga. So this is probably the best league in Europe based on fans and attendance and so on. Freiburg, Werder Bremen, based on my projections, no value in this game. Gladbach against Augsburg. Based on my projections, Augsburg should be 3.81. They're 4.4. Maybe small discrepancy with Augsburg, which means that Gladbach is probably a little bit overrated, nothing else. Mainz against St. Pauli. Mainz, I have them at 2. They're 1.80, so no value with Mainz, maybe small value with St. Pauli or draft, but those are very small discrepancies. Holstein Kiel against Leverkusen. Leverkusen is second best team in the league. 3 drafts in last 5 games, and Holstein Kiel is the worst team in the league. My betting mall gives Holstein Kiel only 15.65% of chance to win this game, but based on current prices, Leverkusen is slightly overrated. So maybe if anyone wants to try X1 or plus 0.5 with Holstein Kiel, so they don't lose a game at home, that's probably the best guess here. Wolfsburg Bochum, no value. Dortmund Union Berlin. Dortmund is 11th in the league. They have 3 losses in last 5 games. They are playing well in Champions League. Union Berlin, on the other side, is 13th in the league, 2 wins in last 5 games. And based on my projections, Dortmund is slightly overrated. Bookmakers have them at 1.57. I have them at 2.09. And maybe if you want to try, you can try 2x on Union Berlin to not lose this game. And then we have Leipzig Heidenheim. Based on my projections, Leipzig should be 1.96. So betting mall gives them better chance to win this game. Among all 3 bet types, most likely is to happen Leipzig win. However, when we check bookmakers prices, they are probably a little bit overrated based on prices, not based on who will win this game, but based on the odds, right? And maybe the only logical play would be Heidenheim plus X2. Heidenheim is among the worst team in the league. They lost 5 straight games. They're fighting for relegation. Leipzig is fighting for Champions League spot. So Leipzig, of course, much better team. They should probably win this game. But if we strictly stick to the numbers, probably Heidenheim X2 or plus 1.5 if you get good odds. So they don't lose with 2 goals or more. Okay, Bayern München against Frankfurt. I don't see much value in this game. I have them at 1.29, bookmakers 1.3, and Hoffenheim against Stuttgart, also no value. So what is the best play in Bundesliga? I would probably say that Drauf and Heidenheim here is probably the best value play. And if you can get safer version like plus 1.5, so Heidenheim don't lose by 2 goals or more, which means that your bet is winning bet if they get if they lose by 1 goal, if there is a draw, or they win. Okay, so I think this would be probably the best play this week. Okay. So the question I received: how do you make analysis, and does it take lots of time? So first of all, I understand that if you want to make money in sports betting in the long run, you will start to use numbers and analysis. So, and there are different ways how to use it. I'm not programmer. I'm not especially smart. I don't know. I can code, so I use Google spreadsheets. I do this for years, and I previously also used Excel. So I simply sit down and I simply type the teams, copy paste, take the data, and I make my own analysis. I create my own betting models, and I try to create a betting model that takes as much as less as much as few times as possible. For example, to finish all the games today for 5 leagues, I think it was 25 minutes. Okay, that's it. So 25 minutes. I analyzed. This is like what, 50 games, 10 games for each league or something like that, 40, 50 games in 25 minutes. I think this is pretty good, because if you want to really analyze every single game with all the stats, with all the news, because statistics is basically information turned into the numbers. And what you want to do, you want to use these numbers, basically information, put them together into some software so it can analyze and give you the probabilities. This is the goal. And there are different ways how to do this. You can use some software, you can use Python, you can use Excel, you can use Google spreadsheets. But the worst thing is that people think that there is no work, that they don't need to do anything, that they just that good analysis will just fall from the sky, or that Santa Claus will do them. Analyze this is not going to happen. So I simply sit down, take a cup of coffee, and I start analyzing, typing teams, analyzing, and creating betting models. Try to, when things are not going well, I sit down, I look at the numbers, I try to improve it. I look at formulas, I take books, I try to find answers, and I try to improve it. That's it. Instead of doing something else, I don't know, instead of watching movies, instead of, I don't know, playing outside, I sit down in front of computer and I make analysis. There is no other way, unless some robots will do this. But once the robots will do this, also bookmakers will make this analysis, right? So yes, I simply sit down and make analysis. Okay, it depends. For baseball, I use, I don't know, 15 minutes. For, as I said, for 50 games. For soccer, I use 25 minutes, 20 minutes, 10 minutes. That depends on the sports, and it depends how many games or how many sports I want to do. In the past, when I was younger, when I needed to bet much more, to build a bankroll, to make more money. I was doing a lots of analysis every single day. Sometimes I woke up at 5 in the morning. I was making analysis for a whole day, and I was building. Right now, I'm not in that position anymore. I don't need to bet every single league, every single sport, but this is how it is. So if you ask any successful sport better, or any better, or any successful person in the world, everyone will tell you that there was a lot of hard work for this. And yes, nothing will fall for the sky from the sky, right? So yes, sit down and do the work. Simply as that. Thank you.